link. All right, welcome. Welcome to the New York stream. All right, the last stream for the week. All right, so right now I'm looking at gold, and I will be looking at a few possible zones that we can take for a buy, but it will be slightly risky as we have NFP coming in later today, right? At 9:30, we have unemployment rate, NFP, and also the average hourly earning. All right, so we'll see what will happen to gold. But right now, I've placed basically about this range here that I'm looking at. All right, so we'll see how it goes before we actually hop in for any positions. All right. As for Euro USD, I will still wait a while more to get a bit of a structure before I actually take any position, right? As for NZD USD, it did not actually come back to our price point where we are looking at, and it has already left. So, we'll see what will happen to NZD USD. If there's some possible entries that we can snatch, I will definitely let you guys know. All right. All right. So basically, for NZD JPY, I was waiting for this zone here to be triggered, right? It did not tap into the zone and already actually broken below, right? Same goes for AUD JPY. AUD JPY, they have this break, right? But it did not come back to our intended zone. So basically, if this comes back, right, we will be placing our entry about here. But this did not happen. So something that we couldn't have get. So uh, we'll look at different other pairs, try and see for if there's some possible entries that we can snatch. If yes, then we will take it. All right. So GBP JPY actually yesterday I said I'll be waiting for this break above here, right? The change already happened, right? It broke above right on the hour four. I've also pulled my Fibo. We did not take any position about the 50. Right, we'll see how this goes. If we have another tap in here, right, then we'll try and make this straight. All right. So USD CAD will have a change of the direction. Instead of going up, now we'll be looking for sells instead. All right. USD JPY is not retracing back. We'll wait. Probably NFP will have something for us. All right. All right. So I'm hopping back to gold on the 15th. All right. So we'll try and see if there's some possible entries that we can get for gold. All right. Let's just look at the news for today. We have the Canadian news, which is also 9:30, right? We have the unemployment change for Canada, right? Employment change according to the forecast is not good for the Canadian, right? Unemployment rate uh also doesn't look too good for Canada, right? Because if you look at this, the previous is for unemployment change is 37.3K, right? And the forecast is 21.1. All right, so that's definitely a huge difference there, right? So obviously, if you can see this greater than forecast is good for currency, all right? So according to the forecast, is 21.1. So I'm guessing that most probably this will be definitely not good for the Canadian, all right? And looking back at the unemployment rate, it was at 5.7 and forecasted at 5.8. That's an increase of 0.1, right? And you also need to be lesser than the forecast to be good for a currency. All right, so according to the forecast, both of these are not good for the Canadian. All right, and the US dollar basically is average hour earnings, right? 0.6 forecasted at 0.2, and this is you need to be greater than the forecast to be good for the currency. All right, this is also not showing too good. Uh, For the NFP, it's 353 to 198, right? So there's a huge difference as well. You also need to be greater than the forecast to be good for the dollar. And unemployment rate is at 3.7 and it remains at 3.7. All right, so if it's lesser than 3.7, then it will be good for the dollar. All right. So basically, from what we are seeing right now, for Canada and also the US pairs, the news are not showing a very good sign for them, right? According to the forecast that we can see. Okay, so if it's like basically for gold, if it's not good for the dollar, then definitely gold will take a huge pump to the upside. All right. Same goes for Canada. I will just mark out for CAD JPY. Right, so basically, we're looking at something like this for the Canadian. All right. This on the 4 hour. This is a CAD JPY. I'm gonna hop on to the hour one to see if I can get anything on the hour one. If you're looking at hour one, we do have this break, right, towards the downside, right? So looking back on the 15, it's also very similar. Right, on the 15, there's a break as well. So if any of this is going to be traced back up, uh, I'll be looking for shorts as well. Right, so basically, this supply area has been taken. All right, the price has respected it. Right, tested once, twice, and the third time it did this huge dump, which is evening today at 5 p.m. Right, it did this very huge dump towards downside. Right, even there's no news for the Japanese yen or also the Canadian. Right, but it did this very huge dump towards the downside. So we'll see if this will retrace a little. If something were to happen, then we will try and get an opportunity out of this. All right. As for AD CAD, right now we do see this pump towards the upside. All right. I'll just try and look more to the CAD pair because we have the news later. We might be able to try and snatch something with the news help. All right. Just bear with me a little while, yeah. So for Euro CAD, it's a buy that I would be taking. All right. But we do see price has already gone uh, left the station already, right? It just left by 12 pips and currently it's just above like 5 pips, right? So I'll be trying to see if there's a possibility. I'll be using something like this right now. Pretty quite tight stop loss that I'm using at the moment, right? But it is a risk that I'll be taking as well on the 15th. All right. I'll just place a smaller lot sizes, basically a smaller risk that I usually take. All right. So I've placed a buy limit order. So if you guys would like to hop in as well, please do. All right. I'll be trying to take a look at GBP CAD as well. So right now, GBP CAD, I'm looking at something like this for the moment. Right, price hasn't tapped into my demand area. All right, I will still be waiting for this tap in. All right. All right. So TikTok, welcome. Okay. We are just preparing ourselves for uh NFT. All right, to see if there's any possible trades that we can get. All right. On TikTok, what are you guys expecting for NFT? So this is NZD-JPY. Okay. Looking for shorts at about this level. Right, and also about this level here. Right. As for AUD JPY, we couldn't snatch this actually because there's no pullback for us. Right, so this will be as it is. Alright, and I've actually placed a buy limit for EuroCAD. Okay, so because we do have the Canadian news later and also the US news, right? In about give and take about another 15 minutes, right? So we'll see how we will get that trade going. Right. So far, yeah, other than EuroCAD, others are still a pair that I'm currently waiting for. Right. If you guys have any question, please feel free to just type into the chat box below. All right. On YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok as well. All right. Then, if you have any questions, do ask. I'll be able to guide you guys from here. All right. Alright, we have about 13 more minutes, alright? About 13 to 12 more minutes for all the news that we are having today. So basically, this week and today is a very news heavy week, especially for the USD, as we have NFP happening later at 9:30 p.m. All right. If you guys are going to take any trades for either the USD pairs or the Canadian pair, please make sure that you don't risk too much. All right, because if you experience NFP, then you will know how strong is the impact is, right, and how fast it could move the chart. All right, so make sure that you don't risk too much, risk lesser than usual. All right. In the meantime, if you guys are free on TikTok, please do hop into this Telegram channel, right? My Telegram channel. It's for free. You can just hop in and just join us, and uh, you can get signals from us. We do live trades every day, right? We have a live session every day on New York session, right? So we do it every weekdays, Monday to Friday, not missing any days out. All right, and we also give you education as well. So feel free to just hop into my channel, all right, and see maybe it could do you some good, right? So take your time and just if you have the time, hop into the Telegram channel and just join us. Twitch, hello, hello. Kyong 77, hello. Right, so right now gold basically at this time you won't see much movement already because it's 9:20, right? And basically 9:30 is when the news will happen, right? So we have about 10 more minutes before the news, all right? So uh, let's just wait out and see how it will happen for us. Probably for gold right now, you won't see so much of a movement, right? It has already done this drop in the morning, and it did this rise since about 10, 11 o'clock, right? Since 11, it has risen from the lowest at 2154 all the way to 2171. So it's about 100 over pips, right? So right now it's just basically wait for the NFP impact, right? About 160 pips has risen since today at 11. All right, so we'll see how NFP will happen. And also for the ones that I've set for buy limit, right? For Euro CAD, we have news for Canada also today. All right, so we'll see how it goes. So basically, right now I'm just waiting for the news to happen. All right, we'll see if we can snatch something on gold. Hopefully, we can get something after the news, right? With that strong movement, right, either to the upside or the downside. With that strong movement, we will look for opportunities for scalps, right? We're looking on the monthly candle; it has already reached an all-time high, right? Gold today has already reached an all-time high. So let's just see what gold is going to do. All right. We have about 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes. Let's just wait out a while more for the news to happen. All right. We'll see what we can get out of the news. TikTok spike first. I'm not sure what gold will do, right? With the data coming out for USD, if I'm just seeing based on the previous and the forecast, it's not looking very good for the dollar, right? But we have to wait for the actual data to be released, right? And every data look can spike both directions. It has happened before in the past. If you've been trading for quite some time and if you've been seeing NFP trades every month, right? It will spike. It will move both direction at times, right? It might all of a sudden just spike to the top and then just suddenly dumps all the way to the down, all the way to the bottom, right? So it can go both ways, but we'll see what the data is going to release first, all right? If we are seeing, like I said again, if we are seeing based on the forecast, right? According to the forecast, it's not looking very good for the not looking good for the dollar, right? So we'll see what will happen before we take any positions, all right? But right now, if I'm using based on my technical analysis, I'm looking for a buy on gold if it's a technical analysis, right? But of course, we can't forget that NFP is releasing in about 3 minutes, right? About 2.5 more minutes to go. So we'll see how NFP will impact the market, right? Especially for gold, as I think gold is it's a majority traders' favorite pair to trade, right? In Malaysia, so we'll see how NFP data, the average hourly earning, and also the unemployment rate will impact gold, right? We'll just wait for the data to be released before we take any position, all right? And as for EuroCAD, all right, if this is just gonna go higher, right, then I will most probably be canceling my order, all right, because if we see here, I've actually placed an buy limit already, right? Basically, I'm using the 15-minute FIBO, right? I'm looking for a retracement back to the 50 level, which is here, right? So that is why I placed my buy limit and a stop loss of 17, almost 18 pips, right? So it's quite tight stop loss, right? And I'm just targeting this high, targeting back to this high, right? So yeah, that's my destination where I'm targeting. But we'll see. Of course, later 9:30, the Canada news also will be releasing as well. If this does a spike to the downside and then jump all the way to the top, then it's good for us, right? But if this is just gonna go up, then I'm just gonna cancel my order, right? In about 50 seconds, yep, we'll see the movement, all right? If the data comes out the other way around and all siding the US, then obviously gold will take a huge dump. That's something we can see, right? Gold will drop very drastically, all right? If the data is siding the US, all right? We have 15 seconds, all right? 10 more seconds to go, so let's just get ourselves prepared, all right? I'll be looking at EuroCAD since I have a buy limit place, all right? I'll just see how it goes. All right, it's 9:30 now. Take a jump on the data. Okay, I'm gonna cancel my order, canceling my buy limit. All right, reason for that is because the data it's good for the Canadian, right? It's good for Canada, so it's not like what we expected, right? And as for NFP, it's also good for gold, good for the dollar, right? So you see this dump, that means it's good for the dollar. All right, EuroCAD has been cancelled, the order. It's good for Canada. That means EuroCAD should be dumping, right? But even so, we didn't cancel. It did not even trigger our order, right? Looking back, we have this Canadian unemployment at the forecast, and unemployment change is higher, right? Which is good. As for NFP, it's a mixed data, right? But yes, we do see this spike to the end, to the downside, and then it's going up. So EuroCAD, I've cancelled my order, yeah. Okay, let's just see how gold is gonna react first before we take any entries. We somehow need to wait for this 15-minute candle to close as well.
like my favorite song going round and round my head. Like my favorite song going round and round my head.
Right, so right now we do see that USD JPY is dumping, right? Gold is flying high, right? All-time high again at 2183, right? All-time high again, right? Look at the data, it's because we have mixed data, right? Average hourly earning is not good. Unemployment rate is not good for the dollar, right? You have a lot of people that is unemployed, right? Increase of 0.3%, right? And only the NFT data is good for the dollar, right? So that's why we do see this spike to the downside, and then it just jumped all the way to the top, about 200 pips over, right? So we'll see in this 15 minutes how this is going to close before we actually take any position, all right? As for EuroCAD, the reason I cancelled the order is because the unemployment change for Canada is good, right? Usual effect here is actual greater than forecast is good for currency, right? Employment change. So the forecast is 21.1, and we have a 40. Actual data is 40.7, right? Unemployment rate remains the same at 5.8 as the forecast. So this is good for the Canadian, right? So we do see this dump first, but then all of a sudden it just spike again to the top, right? But nonetheless, it did not trigger our order because our order is at this level here, just below the 50, right? Shy of about 6 pip away, right? We'll see how 15-minute candle happens for gold. Alright, so if TikTok, if you guys still want to continue seeing me live, right, hop into this Telegram channel. There's a YouTube link in the channel, right? Hop onto the YouTube link or Twitch link, and you can continue watching me stream live there, alright? I'll be ending my TikTok now, and for TikTok, I'll see you guys next week, Monday, alright? So thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you soon. Right now, I'm waiting for gold to close this 15-minute candle. Alright. If this is gonna close as a bullish, then yes, we do have this break above here. Right? So then our what we are looking at will be different already. Alright?
EdgifyFXen, know this out and more.
I'll just wait out a little while more for gold. Alright. I want to see how it plays out before I actually take any entries. Because right now, after the data and with the New York Open, it will be a bit volatile for gold. As you guys would also know, gold is one of the pairs that is the movement is very volatile, right? So I'll just wait out to see how it goes first. Another 5 more minutes, we will have a candle close for the 15 here.
Just wanted you.
Gold is still pumping, yeah. Gold is still pumping. Right, candle will be closing, yeah, in a very short while more. I have a limit place, yeah, for gold. It's a bit late. We'll see if it will be triggered again. Right, orders been triggered. Orders been triggered. All right.
Graduated fresh on campus. Fresh out East Atlanta with no manners. Damn. Bump like a traffic jam. Ay, I was good to bad girl like Uncle Sam. Back it on me. Should've cribbing on me. Get to eating on me. Should've waited on me. Should've kicking on me. Got the bacon on me. This is you and the bacon on me. Only brain for the strange like these. If it could step in the end, that's me. I was getting moon out, baby. Half my heart is in
I have a very tight stop about this level here, right? We'll see how this goes before. If this is going to hit my stop, then I will not be trading today, right? I will just stop today. Yep. Okay. So most probably this is going to dump further.
wrong. What else can I say, girl? Can't you play my head and not my heart? I was drunk, I was gone.
Right, so gold is always like this, right? It's very volatile to actually hop in for a trade, right? So I took a very huge risk to actually take this trade. It actually took my stop and it started to pump again. So it is a bit risky to actually get into a trade like this, right? Because we do see the candle did not close below this low here, right? It did not close below and it retraced back. So yeah, we'll just see what we can get. As I'm also using a M1 time frame to actually take a position, so it is very volatile because I'm using this low and this high, and I'm looking at the 50, which is here, to retrace back. Right, so it is a bit risky to actually take this kind of trade, right? Yeah, I'm actually using the 618, right? It's not the 50, the 618 level. So it is a bit risky to take this trade. So yeah, it did not work out as what I intend to, right? So I will not trade for now. I will just let it cool off a little while and just look for a better possible, a much more higher winning rate trade. Then when I have that, then I will take that position. All right, and I will let you guys know again. All right, so I'm gonna end my live here. So thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys next week. All right, thank you and bye bye.